mushroom. Okay, now my friend has a tent set up here looking over the river. Across the river is the golf course, pretty sweet spot. But I come rolling in here. Bam, this must have been a hangout for the big guy because, first of all, they got this little blind, this wall made here, right? Now I'm going to show you an example of tree structure here, people. Not to mention, this thing here is 3 trees, and I already investigated the base of these trees. They did not grow there.
Okay, so the point is, behind that bumble of branches is just the trail comes down at an angle from this top corner of the screen down to that white birch tree halfway down the left of the screen. Okay, and then the trail comes up from there. All right, so if they're sitting like where I'm standing right now in this open area, if they're sitting there, that barrier is good.
All right, these vines were draped on there. You know, this could have been done last year, you know. And, but watch this. Okay, you got this little asterisk thing here, right? Things don't fall like that.
Things don't fall like that is what I said. And what I'm saying is, like, so you're a young one or a regular one. You're just sitting there and you're just making a little tree structure. I don't know what they're doing. Okay? Exactly. I got a feeling that every structure has kind of like it's like a language. It's kind of like it says something. Different things say different things. Okay, and then I think that some of these structures are just made like these asterisks and little tiny little teepees and stuff. I think they're made by like younger ones. It's a possibility.
Okay, you got these straight up and down sticks. Okay, just sticking there, right? Leaned up against this thing that was kind of just set there, and you know, they'll sit here. They got this thing built up right here, right? So I imagine there's some kids or something.
Okay, so this side of this little area they sit over on this side of it is a lot less structure, but it has open lanes for spotting. So if you're Bigfoot and you're sitting like at the top of the screen, you know, up higher even, away from where the family is, and you have a spotter position up somewhere, or maybe even right here, you're going to be able to see anybody coming down from this direction towards me where I'm standing. You're going to see anything coming that way. You turn around where that bumble and branch was, that trail is a little more sneaky, hence the blind.
The younger ones are sitting here, and they can hang out right here, right? And the trail actually comes down right here, back there. And they can hang out right here, right?
All right. Hold on, I'll show you something.
And the trail.
Okay, now you got to see something right here. I'm sorry, bear with me. Okay, see this right here? All right, see that up there? This branch is just hanging down. See that? It was like this right here, up here. That's not it's a branch hanging there. Okay? And all these vines and stuff, it's all put there. Trust me. Get me out of here. I don't know what I just did. I gotta stop this. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Actually comes down right here, back there in the trees, right? In the grass. So if you imagine sitting right here. Okay, now you don't need a complete barrier. You just need to break out the outline. Okay?
Right.
You know, when you're looking at the wall of woods, you know, when you're stepping away looking in, you see a wall of woods. And behind that wall, you see black. And these guys are black, okay? You got a trail going down?
I'm not saying they're all black. The ones I've seen are black. And the little tiny holes between the leaves behind the wall on the forest edge, those little holes, it's black. So if they're sitting 1 foot behind that foliage and they're black, and you can see little tiny spot through the leaves and you just see black, you haven't seen nothing.
Here, all right? So you know, you're going to hear people coming down the trail, you know, 100 yards that way, this way. You put a spotter position over there. You let the family sit right here, right? I'm just speculating. This stuff right here, it doesn't fall like that, you know? It ain't like rushing waters coming down from this hill, okay? Then you got the old 45 degrees, roughly, and that extends all the way up that tree, balanced perfectly, right? Okay, so it's more than just weird structures and how they lay, okay? It's more than that. It strategically makes sense when you put yourself in the middle of it, okay? I mean, it's worth looking at. Hanging right there. Trail. But that's not the trail people walk on. Okay? They usually run parallel to the regular trail. Okay?
Bigfoot usually runs parallel to the human trail. Always, you know, you're walking on a trail, especially trails that are like not, you know, major walking trails. You know, like just regular everyday trail in the woods, like no special park or nothing. Just your average trails in the woods that just somebody uses, somebody does, whatever. Step over about 10 feet and see if you see some breaks in the foliage. See if you see a little lane of travel. You will.
Now, also though, they could have made this also to block anybody that's walking up this trail, right? They're walking. Oh, you come to this? Oh, you know.
Bigfoot is a master of blocking a trail or providing a trail. And if you think that, your imagination can run wild with the possibilities.
Step over, you go around it. Maybe you go up that way, but probably not. You probably continue that way. They probably go up that way. You know, it's all thick back there. We just stay with the trail. You know, people come walking through. Now your normal person isn't going to notice this stuff, okay? Video here, part 2. Okay, now that's a mess right there, okay? Now I've followed the base of all these trees. So check it out. Nothing grew there. Okay, that did not grow there. I'm telling you, did not grow there. These did not grow there. I'm telling you, did not grow there. See that? See that? Maybe, maybe not. What is that? Okay, there's a stump there. I guess it could have grown there. Okay, but this one didn't. You know, it can only be one of them. See? It's just sitting there. Ain't no stump under that. No stump under that. Okay. These vines come pulled down, you know. I mean, I don't even know if they're in the ground over here. For all I know, they just laid them there. You know what I'm saying? You got this here. Probably walk on that. Did not grow there. See no stump. Where is it? Right there. No stump. See? Okay, and then you got the classic lean right here. See that? Okay, now when you come look at it, that perfect little V there, stuck in the tree. That thing's never gonna move. Okay, it's a marker.
It's definitely a marker, and that tree could have been leaning there for the last 10 to 20 years. According to a friend of mine who cuts wood all the time and knows shit, he says that some of these branches could be very old if they're up in the air. Something to think about. Now, I know I say there's no stump there, and I know if these these logs or whatnot, these trees that I say didn't grow there, some of them might have grown there because the stump has just turned to dirt by now, because the rest of the tree is up in the air, and it stays there. It doesn't rot away when it's not on the ground. So I'm just saying that I'm not trying to make things up here. You're learning with me as I go. So, just saying, all honesty.
Got the tree bow here. That's pulled over. No stump here.
This area is plumb full. Okay, that bow pulled over, tucked under trees and stuff. This is a hot spot, right? And there's also down below this,
I mean, the wind didn't.
See that trail? It goes on down to the river. Now, when you get down to the river, you're out these rocks. And when you look to your right, there's this wall that's like 15 feet tall. And seeping out of that wall is fresh spring water. I've drank it. That's why they're here. They go on down that trail and they have a little frickin' water. And then they come up here and they hang out. And they're in a spot where they can see a long ways away. And
swinging around.
They feel safe. And it's a no-brainer, really.
You fucking make it land there. Sorry for my language, okay? That's pulled over. No stump here. I mean, the wind didn't fling it around and fucking make it land there. Sorry for my language, okay? And another thing.
There is no stump, though. I mean, I have seen old trees with a stump at the base, like that first one I pointed out. But that big thing right there, they had no stump. I know I'm giving a benefit of the doubt when I say it would have rotted away and all that, but I don't know how much I really believe that. I mean, yeah, it's probably a thing, but let's go.
Why aren't these two trees knocked down? Okay?
Exactly. You'll see a tree that's cracked over like 10, 20 feet up. Like just splintered over like 10 feet wide of a tree, 8 inches, whatever. It just cracked right over, bent down 45 degrees. I mean, seriously. And right next to it, you got trees like this that ain't even knocked over. I don't get it.
I mean, if the winds were so crazy, why aren't them babies down? And why don't they have any bark on them at all? I mean, sure, dead trees lose their bark, I get it, but... Okay. Alright, so put yourself in their position. Look at that. It's cut by somebody, right? But that means they just drag it over here. They find the pile. They drag it over here and they drape it over all this stuff. That mess. I mean, you think if people cut these vines, that they made a pile up in this tree like this? You know what I mean? You could say, well, that's people. See that it has that saw cut? That means that somebody cut all these and they decided to stack it like this. No. No. That's not what they did. Look at that. That's not saw cut. That's ripped off. Could have been made last year, year before, because I was here a couple years ago. 45 degrees. Okay, it goes all the way up the tree. All right. And then you got this stick right here. Okay. There's an end. There's an end. And it goes right in between the tree. See that? It goes in between both these trees. See that? It's in between that one and in between that one. I'm sure it didn't fall that way. Especially when you got this overhanging it. You know what I mean? It didn't fall that way. Perfectly straight stick like that. Okay? Okay, now let's get down here. Okay, if you're sitting here, right? You don't need to cover it up all the way. You just break up the outline. The trail's right back there. You know, it goes up. Okay, but if you sat right there, right under it, you could peek out through it, and you'd be hidden behind it. Even if people were coming up this trail, you'd be right tucked in underneath it. Okay?
Another thing too, they'd be pulling these branches over like the top, and they kind of make it like a roof. And I just thought about this the other day, like, what if they're like, they gotta have that little roofy thing so they can block themselves from like drones, airplanes, whatever. They know about drones. Believe me, Bigfoot knows everything you know. Maybe.
Okay? Remember, everything behind the forest wall is black. They're black, okay? They have to build a blind in front of them too, because there's a golf course across the river, okay? And remember, this doesn't fall like this, people. You know, these aren't even from these trees. This is ironwood, okay? Ironwood never had such a straight stick, I don't think. There's a pile of them here. We're so high off the river, there's no way like water made it gather up like.
Now, the lady who had this tent, I specifically asked her if this stuff was hers. And she said, no, vehemently. And I believe her. And if this was like fishermen or something, they would have used every branch that they grabbed for their cooking or whatever they needed for. They wouldn't have left a pile like that. All my years of fishing, I've never seen anybody ever leave a fucking pile of sticks by any place that doesn't even have a fire pit up here. No evidence of a fire. Just saying. What is this all about?
That, you know, and the person who put this tent right here, she says that she didn't do any of this stuff. I believe her. Yes. Boom, boom. Okay, I know that just seems trivial, nothing special, but okay, now you got this right here. The stick goes across here. Now you got stick straight up. As you said, straight up, leans right on it. See that? And then this one. And remember this thing? I know this seems stupid, right? I know you're gonna say, "Oh, that's nothing," but it is. Okay? See? Now I know this was thrown on here. Could have bent that over, sure. But then you got this bad boy here sitting behind it. That's just his own little stick, okay? It's purposely placed there so it makes the asterisk teepee thingy. I don't know what it means. I don't know if they just like to make stuff like that. I did it with this thing too. Now I know somebody might have been gathering firewood, but these are some mangled old branches to be gathering up. You know, it doesn't make sense. The beige pattern here makes a triangle. See that? You know, for all we know, that means something. I mean, probably not. It seems trivial, but they didn't grow there. Sure, they were cut. And maybe the pile was created like that, but I'm here to tell you it strategically matches up with the positioning of the sticks, the logs, the structure. Right there. Look at that. I'd be willing to bet that this branch right here, this oak tree branch, this ain't no tree, this is a branch. Pull that right out of the ground, look at that. I pulled that right out of the ground, okay? There ain't even no oak tree around here. No oak tree. No oak tree. So what I'm telling you is they carried, see, the wonderful thing about an oak tree branch is oak trees don't lose their leaves. Okay? Pretty beautiful mushroom, huh? So they drag these branches over here, stick them in the ground, and it's a blind. It's a blind. Whether they need it or not, they feel good sitting behind it. You know, and like, see this vine right here? Look at that, didn't grow there. It just draped over everything, creating a blind.
Stabbed 3 inches into the ground. You know, I mean, if I am some kid or something making a wall like this, and whatever. First of all, I would make it more better. I'd make it more thick like a wall because I'm making a wall. Second of all, I'm not going to be stabbing no vines into the ground, making it look like they grew there. Okay? Just saying.
Blocking the outline of themselves. It's real simple. Big open area here to hang out at. Look at that, right in here. Just up in there. See that? Underneath all these. Okay. Didn't get knocked down. This is woven in here. It's just too much to be natural. It's too much to be natural. See, just hanging here. You know, there ain't no tree up there that made that come down. It was put there. I'm telling you, I've seen enough of these tree structures to know. So what do you think? What do you think? Okay? They're everywhere. This is a pretty sweet spot here. It's a good example of tree structures here. Pretty sweet spot. Yeah, I love that. Fits perfect. Didn't grow there. No branches on the ground. Just. I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, "Oh yeah, oh that's just wood. That's just fallen wood." Look at this tree hanging right here. You see that? Look at that sucker. Just hanging there. Just hanging there. Look at that, it's ripped right here. Ripped over. So it comes on down. Look at all that foliage right there is because they ripped it over right here. You can't see it so well there. It's been ripped over. Now you're gonna say, oh, the storm last year did that. How come it didn't knock down these babies? You know? I'm here to tell you. Man, I know what most of you guys are gonna be like, oh, just because sticks are bent over, you know, the wind can do crazy things. And for all we know, you made this. You know, you made this so you can get views. Say that to my face, and I'll walk away, because I don't need to hear that crap. I got enough content inside and out. I don't need to be lying. Okay, this is what I believe. This is what I think. Okay? I mean, you tell me what you think, you guys.